In 2025, there are so many different places to play your games, whether that's on the console side of things with the Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch, or on the PC side of things where you have desktop PCs, gaming laptops, gaming handhelds like the iNeo or the Steam Deck. Thankfully, over the last 2 years, I have had the opportunity to play every different kind of console, every different kind of PC. So I'm hoping to share my opinions and my experiences with you guys to help you make the most informed decision that you can with your money. The main 3 criteria that I'm going to break down in this video is going to be convenience, price, and fun. The great thing about consoles is that it absolutely nails all 3 of these criteria. In terms of convenience, there is no easier way to get in and play video games. It is plug and play, you have your controller, you have your game, and you're ready to go. On the PC side of things, you got to learn about drivers, you got to learn about fan curves, you got to learn about changing your settings to get the performance that you're looking for. And for a lot of people, that's not a big deal. But for others, right, it might be more than you want to do. You just wanted to play video games. Part 2 is that the price is right. For a console, you're spending $400 or $500 unless you're buying a PlayStation Pro. I wouldn't advise that. But you're spending a lot less usually on buying a console than buying a PC. And the great thing about it is if you buy it and you don't like it, there's enough of a market out there for, hey, I bought this PlayStation for $500. I can sell it for $425. I'm out $75, but hey, I don't have the regret. I'm not stuck with this console. On the PC side of things, hey, I spent $2,500 on the PC. There isn't necessarily that market for you to make back $2,250. You might be taking a massive markdown to get rid of that PC that you bought yourself. So in terms of price, consoles are really, really hard to beat. The last piece that I'm gonna cover here is fun. And a lot of people might come after me for this piece, but at the end of the day, you are probably playing the exact same games in both places. Marvel Rivals here on my PlayStation versus Marvel Rivals here on my PC. Yes, the performance is way up here on this side, but it's the same game. End of the day, it is the identical game. Is it enough for you to spend that much money? That is always the tough question. For some people, absolutely it's gonna be yes. For others, it's gonna be a no. And I hope to elaborate on this more as we go throughout the video, but it really is a challenging question, right? It's the same game. Do I really need to spend that much more money? Before you guys attack me too much, I wanna get into PCs now. So we have our 3 criteria: convenience, price, and fun. And so I have had the opportunity to play desktop PC. I have my main rig here, has a 3070 Ti in it. I have my gaming laptop, which has a 4060. It is a Zephyrus G14, the 2024 model. And then I no longer own it, but I did buy a ROG Ally from Best Buy. I ended up returning it, and I'll get into that more. But I've had the opportunity to play kind of the 3 mainstay versions of PC gaming. So I have a lot of experience with it, and I'm excited to share that with you guys. All right, so in terms of the convenience for a desktop PC, it is stuck in one spot, kind of like a console is. I have a smaller PC, so I can move it around like I can move around a PlayStation. Not a big deal in that aspect, but it's kind of stationary, right? But it is fantastic performance. And in terms of the convenience, right, I can play my games on it, but I can also do productivity work, which is fantastic. Cost of a desktop PC is a little bit of a sore spot because you're probably spending at least $1,000 Canadian dollars to get into it. And with that build, you're probably not getting those crazy high levels of performance that you dream of. Obviously, you can go with creating your own PC or getting a pre-built, and that's going to affect the cost as well. But overall, they are expensive. There's really no 2 ways around that. Fun is where all 3 categories of gaming PCs really, really excel. With a gaming PC, right, you're able to play the AAA games that you're able to play on the consoles, but you also have access to lots of different indie games that are fantastic. You have access to older games that might not be available in the stores anymore, and just different ones that are only built for PC. So there are a lot of different options of what you can do on a PC, whether that is gaming or not, and just so many opportunities for lots of fun. So now on to gaming laptops. This is my personal laptop, and it is my baby. It is a Zephyrus G14. It has a 4060 in it. I bought it on sale, I think, for $2,200. And for me, it has just been completely revolutionary because in my personal life, I am a teacher. So I have lots of different productivity tasks that I have to do. And before I got this, I had a MacBook for my productivity, and I had my desktop PC for gaming. And what this has allowed me to do is put both of them into one place. And in terms of convenience, it is paramount. It is the absolute mountaintop. I'm able to do absolutely anything that I want to do with this laptop, which is incredible. So yes, the price, it's not cheap, but for me personally, there's so much utility packed into one device that it is 100% the place where I would look to spend my money. In terms of the fun, there really is no shortcomings. When I compare the performance on my laptop versus my desktop wins. But when I compare personally, 120 frames a second to 165, yes, I have the graphics turned up a little bit more on my PC versus my laptop. That difference is not significant enough. And I think this is one of the main things that I want to touch on. When I went from console to PC the first time, from 60 frames a second to 165 frames a second is a significant jump. The game feels incredible. It is so much better. It is a fantastic feeling playing on that game PC with those improved visuals. But when I compare 120 frames a second on here with medium settings versus 165 with ultra settings, desktop PC looks better. But when I'm able to play on my couch while my family's watching a movie, or sit at the dining table while my partner does work and play some games and be in the presence of people around me, that's really incredible. And it just allows me to enjoy my games in more places, and that convenience just allows me to have even more fun with this device. I'm going to be making a video specifically on this device very soon, so if that's something that you're interested in seeing, be sure to drop a sub on the channel so that you don't miss that. Now we get to finish off with handheld PCs. So I have played the ROG Ally. That is the only one I've had the opportunity to test. I bought it for around $750 from Best Buy, and the experience was absolutely incredible. I genuinely loved it. Playing my games on there was really, really fun. The performance was great. Had to charge it a whole lot, but that was okay. I'm always around outlets. I'm playing it within my house, so it's really not too big of a deal. It was fantastic in terms of convenience because I could play on the couch, I could play at the table, hang out with family and friends, and still kind of get to play my games at the same time. It was really, really great. But at the end of the day, when it was $750, I had a desktop PC. It didn't feel worth it to me to have money in both places. It felt like I had to make the choice, one or the other. As much as they could complement each other, for me personally, that was just too much money in, so I ended up returning it. But yeah, the performance, it was enough to have lots of fun. The smaller screen, you don't need to have 4K graphics, right? It doesn't make any sense. So playing at 1080 or 720, I preferred to play on 1080. Aiming for like 90 FPS was kind of where I was going for. Yeah, it was a really enjoyable experience. I really like them, and it's great to see that that is a space that is continuing to evolve. I think in a couple of years, it's really going to be quite impressive. It already is really, really impressive. But I think in a couple of years, gaming handhelds are really going to be something. So at the end of the day, there's always going to be lots of contradictory opinions that are out there regarding consoles, regarding PCs. Should I downgrade to a console? Should I upgrade to a PC? And at the end of the day, it comes down to you. And I know that that answer can be really, really frustrating. But my way of looking at it, if you are somebody that plays on console and you're like, I don't think that I really care about graphics. Maybe you're somebody that's like, I'm going to get a PC for modding. Modding can be a little bit more challenging than you might think. Maybe you're getting a PC because you're like, hey, this is better because I don't have a computer, right? I can play games, I can play computer. It's really specific to your needs what to do. I know that for me personally, spending a whole lot of money on a game PC was something that I ended up regretting for a period of time. I've come around on that now, and I'm thankful to have what I have. But it's a really, really big choice, and I suggest that you take your time in making that decision. Know that if you're somebody with a console, you're playing the same games, right? I told you guys earlier in the video, if you're playing Apex here and you're playing Apex here, unless you really want to play mouse and keyboard, right? It's the same game. So if you're trying to talk yourself out of spending $2,500, right, there you go. But if you're somebody that really wants to buy a PC and you want to get over there, yeah, the performance is going to be better. You're going to have more fun. But is 150 extra frames worth $2,000 extra? That's the part that I really struggled with. That is the part about PC gaming that makes me feel that it's not worth it. That is why I would never buy another desktop PC. I would only ever buy a gaming laptop. So at the end of the day, that is my conclusion. A lot of people are going to think that's crazy. But for me personally, this is the only device that I can say that I would spend that much money on. A console, I can easily recommend that to anybody because the value is there. In terms of PCs, a desktop PC just doesn't have the utility for me. A gaming laptop, it has the performance of game, it's got the productivity aspect nailed down. And yeah, people complain about fans on here. I play on the silent preset. I don't even have to go to the performance preset, so there's like 3 different presets. If you play on the silent, you're still getting better performance here than you are on a console. It's just bizarre, to be honest, you guys. The level of performance that you can get from something so thin and light, has great battery life. Yeah, gaming laptops, that is where it is at for me. Be sure to let me know down in the comments what your guys' opinions are. If you have any additional questions of what you should do with your money, be sure to let me know, and I'll try to help you be informed so that you can make the best choice for yourself. A little bit of a long-winded end here, but hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and we will see you next time. Peace.